Good morning. My name is Sheila Davis, and the purpose of this presentation is to discuss team communication and collaboration. This is an outcome of a workplace communication project for my Leadership and Communication graduate course at Robert Morris University. The objective of the project was to identify a workplace communication problem, address the aspects of the problem, and using the learnings from the course, my professional experience, and research to deliver a proposed solution. As I began to give this project consideration, I reflected on my experiences within our team, the channel operations team. This is a team of professionals which was formed within the past year to support our individual and government markets. Each of the team members has their own functional area of strategic and operational accountability, yet we work towards common goals and objectives. Now, you would assume that this group of experienced professionals would seamlessly integrate into a high performing team. Well, I believe we all know how assumptions work out. As I put together my proposal for this solution, I reflected on how the team communicated and worked towards our shared objectives. The 2018-2019 open enrollment period was our first collaborative project, and meeting the targets and objectives were critical to the success of the individual and small group of the government and individual markets. Did we meet the targets and objectives? Yes, we did, but not without some pain and frustration. During that period, we lost and added team members. We struggled with personal conflicts, loss of legacy work, which resulted in a lot of rework, and also missed opportunities to improve upon the experience of our internal and external customers. Most often, our meetings resulted in chaos, dissension, and unresolved issues. Does this sound like the behaviors associated with a high performing team? I don't think so. In a 2014 YouTube Mind Tools video, Forming, Storming, Performing, and Norming, the facilitator talks about the four stages of team performance identified by psychologist Bruce Tuckman in the mid 1960s. Without going into too much detail, each stage describes the process that teams transition through as they form bonds. I would say that this team is in the storming stage, in which there is conflict in working styles, challenges to authority, and doubt on the processes and relationships. So, how does this relate to a communication problem? Well, I've observed the behaviors and interactions during our team meetings and can conclude that the attributes of the storming stage are being played out in the team meetings. In my proposal, I developed a tongue-in-cheek video where I role-played a typical meeting. While it was entertaining, it also exposed foundational cracks in the effectiveness of our team meetings. Personally, I have experienced frustration and stress during some team interactions, and in speaking individually with my colleagues, they've also had the same types of experiences. Why is this important to the organization if the goals are being achieved? Well, just think about the average salary of a business professional in this organization. If we assume $90,000 annually, that equates to $43 an hour. If you factor in 16 members and assume an average of 15 hours per week, which is a low estimate, spent in meetings, that's a lot of time being wasted, which is a cost to the organization if we are not using that time effectively in achieving results. So looping this back to communication. Kress, in his theory of multimodality, talks about communication as being multimodal through speech, spoken comments, gaze, and actions. These modes can initiate a prompted response indicating that a message has been received or interpreted. In meetings, face-to-face or virtual, it's important that there is shared language that's used as prompts. prompts to acknowledge understanding. These prompts also can guide the participants through the flow of sharing information and making an interpretation of the actions or outcome of that information. I also began to think about knowledge versus information as discussed by Kress. He talks about knowledge as a tool for solving problems and the need for using relevant information to shape the knowledge. With that said, my solution was to implement a set of tools to facilitate the sharing of knowledge, information, and materials, a team collaboration SharePoint with a foundational set of meeting documents such as meeting agendas, an issue tracking log, and meeting minutes templates. In conjunction, I worked with our instructional designer and we developed a set of meeting guidelines for both face-to-face and virtual meetings to help facilitate that sharing of information. As I designed the solution, I also had to think about the communication process from the context of design, the purpose, power, and desired effect. I also needed to consider the rhetoric of my message. How do I persuade members of a team when I have no formal power of authority? So the approach I selected was in line with a more logical appeal, citing facts and using statistics to help persuade the team to accept that this is a problem and to adopt the proposed solution. A team charter has also been developed to gain acceptance and facilitate participation and engagement in the process. Will this solve all of the team challenges? No, but when improvement is needed, we have to take action to make positive changes. Our leadership has assembled a team that has the capacity to perform and deliver results. To achieve that level of performance, we, individually and collectively, need to work on a culture of collaboration and leadership, improving our communication processes so that we can be able to debate, challenge each other, and create better ideas and solutions. Thank you for your time.